Hi kids! Today I'm going to tell you a story about Abigail Adams and self-control. The storm. A salty breeze blew gently into her face as she watched Boston Harbor slowly fade into the distance. Abigail Adams, her daughter Nabby, and two friends were on their way to Europe aboard a ship named the Active. Soon, Abigail would see her husband John and her son John Quincy. Abigail remembered when her husband prepared to sail almost 7 years earlier. John Quincy's young voice rang in her memory. "Please, Mama, let me go with Father to France. Please, I want to be a diplomat too." John Quincy was only 10 years old. If he left home, there would be no man in the house. On the other hand, the education and the experience of meeting important leaders would be invaluable. Abigail would miss John Quincy, but she gave up her desire to keep him home and let him go with his father. Abigail and Nabby's cabin was just 8 feet wide, with barely enough room between the beds to turn around. It was quite a change from their large farmhouse in Braintree near Boston. "Seeing your father and brother will be worth the discomfort," Abigail reassured Nabby as they organized their belongings. That evening, the captain called to the passengers on board. "Rough waters ahead!" Abigail's stomach began to churn. How could it get any worse, she wondered. After 8 uncomfortable days, the sea calmed, and Abigail walked around the deck. The clean, crisp breeze was a welcome relief after being confined to their cabin. Soon, Abigail heard Nabby's familiar voice calling from the stairway. "Mother, are you coming to lunch?" Abigail had not eaten since the storm began. Abigail joined Nabby in the narrow dining room below. From her seat at the table, Abigail could smell the odor of linking oil and sour milk. "This smells enough to poison anyone," she thought in disgust. Angrily, she pushed her chair back from the table and went up to the main deck. There stood the captain in a heated discussion with another passenger. Apparently, Abigail was not the only one disgusted with the conditions on board. Abigail wanted to join in the argument, but she realized arguing was the wrong solution. The captain saw Mrs. Adams coming toward him and paused. "Lovely day, Captain," she said, and continued walking. Abigail felt angry, but she realized that getting upset would not improve her journey, so she looked for a better solution. Abigail rolled up her sleeves and began cleaning the ship herself. She started by washing an old milk pail which had overturned in the corner. Each day, she found a new project. Before the voyage ended, she had scrubbed nearly every inch of the boat. After 1 month at sea, the Active finally reached England. The weary passengers disembarked and lodged in a nearby inn. What had started out as a miserable journey ended quite happily. After years of separation and a tiring journey across the ocean, Abigail was finally reunited with her husband and son. However, this was not the last adventure for Abigail Adams and her family. Her country would